Welcome back to the Expand with Jeany Crux podcast, where we are exploring the path of deep self-awareness, energetic empowerment, and soul level transformation. And today I want to have a heart-to-heart with you about something that a lot of us are feeling right now. It is a split in the energy of the world right now, a polarization that is becoming more and more obvious. There's so much scary stuff happening in the world right now. There's conspiracy theories that are being proven as truths, and I don't know about you, but it feels like every time that I catch myself going down that rabbit hole of truth-telling videos on social media, I find myself feeling just yuck and afraid. And it's like I'm always discovering something new about a world leader, a corporation, a worldly prediction, or the ways that we're just being lied to and taken advantage of by our government. And what I'm learning is that one thing is clear right now. We are all waking the hell up to the bullshit that is going on in the world. I know when I tune in to my own intuition, I am told that the things happening in the world right now need to continue to get worse so that they can get better. That death and destruction of old patterns and systems that's going on right now, it is a crucial part of humanity's rebirth. But that idea comes with so many fears. I know with me, I worry, am I going to lose my house in this economy crash? Are my children going to be okay if I don't give them the latest vaccination? Will there ever be an end to war and the injustice of innocent people? Are corporations going to stop destroying the planet? Like, it's overwhelming. Our brains are being overloaded with information, and it causes us to feel a little bit powerless at times. We were never meant to know about the tragedies happening in the world. Our brains weren't designed for all of this. We were meant for community and living in a tiny little village where we're not afraid of things happening overseas. So how the hell do we get through this shift that is happening in the world right now? We need to go inward. We need to tune into our own internal compass and decide what's real and what is fear-based content that is trying to make us feel powerless and lower our vibration. We are standing in a collective fork in the road right now. Are we going to choose love or are we going to choose fear? Whichever frequency we tune into is going to dictate the future of humanity. It might sound a little bit dramatic, but let's dive in a little bit further. Everything in our universe is a vibration. And in the simplest terms, there are really only two foundational frequencies that we ever operate from. It's fear and love. Fear contracts, love expands. Fear isolates, love unites. Fear says, I need to protect myself, and love says, I trust and I connect. And here's the truth. Both of these energies are equally as powerful. They're the strongest energies and frequencies that we have out there. They're just on opposite ends of the spectrum, and they both create radically different realities, but each one will cancel the other out. Right now in our modern world, we are seeing the consequences of living too long in that vibration of fear, control, division, mistrust, chaos. This is what we're seeing now, but this isn't always how it was. I want to tell you a little story, a memory, if you will, from a deeper collective consciousness. There was a time long ago when humans lived more closely attuned to the earth and to the stars. They lived in harmony with the land, with each other, and with spirit. In these early ages, our ancestors carried that vibration of love as their baseline frequency. They didn't experience the kind of fear that we know today. These beings trusted life. They lived in tribal communities where intuition, shared dreams, and heart-to-heart communication guided everything that they did. And then one day, something changed. Illness arrived. And for the very first time, people started watching their loved ones fall sick. And without understanding what was happening, that fear started to creep in. Fear of death, fear of loss, fear of the unknown. And that fear frequency embedded itself into the human energetic field. And from that point forward, separation began. People started to isolate themselves. Rituals of unity started to fade away, and trust was replaced with survival. Instead of listening to each other, we started to just do the things that we were being told to do in order to stay safe. It was a turning point in human consciousness. And if we fast forward to now, we can see that we live in a world that still remembers that fear at a cellular level. But here is the empowering truth. We also carry that ancient memory of love. In moments of darkness, whether it's a personal crisis, global uncertainty, or just a collective heartbreak, we can still choose love. It won't always feel easy, but it is always possible. And it is the one thing that we have absolute control over. So what does love look like? It looks like pausing when you're feeling triggered and choosing presence instead of reaction. Love looks like checking in on a neighbor even when you are feeling overwhelmed. Love looks like forgiving yourself and forgiving others. Love looks like sharing our light even when the world feels dark. Love is choosing to no longer consume content that makes you feel fear and lowers your vibration. Love is sharing your resources in times of scarcity and listening to your heart and your gut when the world is telling you things that don't feel right to you. You are here with me right now because you know that you are not powerless. And in fact, we are those creators of the collective frequency. And every time that we choose love, we are coding the future of humanity. We're bringing in hope, healing, and harmony. So let's zoom out on what's happening in the world right now. It's, looking like you could go one way or the other sometimes. But I'm here to tell you that humanity is not doomed. We are on the edge of a massive shift. Things are falling apart and coming to light right now so that we can build a new life. But that shift, it depends on us. We're being called to return to community and to return to our tribes, to see each other as sacred mirrors and to stop the pattern of us versus them and start living in the truth of who we are. The future of humanity isn't built by one leader or one system. It is built by each of us choosing love consistently and collectively. We all contributed to the collective consciousness and project what we are experiencing out into the world. The ultimate form of rebellion against the elites and forces that are trying to manipulate and control us right now is choosing love. Every time we choose fear, they gain power. Love wins. Just imagine a world where we could create micro communities and where we could share meals, tend to gardens, heal energy, and raise our children together in a held space that supports our evolution. Choosing love over fear is how we win the war on human consciousness. Because when we come together, we cannot be manipulated anymore. And that's not a fantasy. This is a blueprint. And this blueprint starts with you and me choosing love over fear every single day of our lives. So today I invite you to reflect and ask yourself, where am I choosing fear? And how can I transmute that into love? What does my highest self want me to feel, say, or do next? And how can I be that bridge for unity in my community, my family, and my soul circle? You are not alone, and we were never meant to be alone. The more of us who rise in love, the faster that this planet is going to heal and transform into a higher vibration. So thank you for being here with me, for expanding, for questioning, remembering. If this episode stirred something in you, share it with somebody who needs to hear this message. Leave a review, subscribe, and come join me at jeanycrux.com/subscribe if you want to get all of my emails. And please give me all the stars, like this, save this, help the algorithm boost me and help other people hear these messages, because this is a revolution of human consciousness and we are here to lead it together. I'll see you again next time.